What happens when the future of a centuries-old monarchy takes a sharp, unexpected turn? Right before the world's eyes. Could the balance of royal power be shifting faster than anyone imagined? And most intriguingly, what role does a young princess play in rewriting the royal rulebook? These questions aren't just speculation anymore. They're at the heart of a dramatic royal revelation that has stunned both insiders and the public alike. During what was supposed to be an ordinary charity event at Kensington Palace, Prince William made an announcement that would send shockwaves through the monarchy, and far beyond. Standing confidently beside his wife Catherine and their two oldest children, Prince George and Princess Charlotte, William addressed the crowd with a quiet intensity that immediately signaled something extraordinary was happening. He paid heartfelt tribute to Queen Elizabeth II, whose long reign shaped not just Britain but the entire Commonwealth. But his message quickly turned toward the future. A future he was now actively reshaping. In that moment, Prince William didn't just speak as the next in line. He spoke as a leader taking charge, someone who was no longer content to wait in the shadows. What followed was a historic shift. William declared that his family would play a much larger and more direct role in guiding the monarchy forward. The announcement alone would have made headlines, but what truly stunned the crowd was the elevation of Princess Charlotte to begin her royal duties. At such a young age, Charlotte's entry into the public spotlight marked a complete break from tradition. For centuries, royal daughters often stood behind their brothers in ceremonial roles. But here was Charlotte, standing not behind, but beside her brother George, representing a more equal modern face of the monarchy. The crowd's reaction was immediate. Shock, awe, and admiration. The absence of King Charles III and Queen Camilla at this milestone moment didn't go unnoticed. It spoke volumes about the current dynamics inside the palace. Charles, despite being the reigning monarch, seemed missing at a turning point that should have centered on him. His recent appearances have been rare, his health a growing concern. And while he holds the crown, it's becoming clear that the hearts and hopes of the public rest with William and Catherine. Polls have shown this shift for years now. People see the younger couple as more relatable, more engaged, and more in tune with the world today. They aren't just figureheads, they're actively redefining what it means to serve. Rumors have long circulated that William has been holding private discussions with high-level Commonwealth officials. Some even suggest these talks include long-term plans about the future structure of the royal institution. Catherine, too, is said to have stepped into roles typically reserved for senior advisors. And remarkably, even young Charlotte has reportedly been undergoing special media training, suggesting this isn't just a symbolic promotion. It's a carefully crafted move to prepare her for genuine leadership. All signs point to a deliberate and coordinated plan being put into motion by William and Catherine, with their children being quietly groomed for major roles far earlier than expected. Whispers around the palace point to the influence of the late Queen Elizabeth II's final letters, said to be addressed to Charles, William, and Catherine. Though never made public, the aftermath of her passing makes one thing clear. Her wishes had weight. William's choice to prioritize visiting a children's cancer center instead of attending a high-profile event hosted by his father was seen by many as a direct statement. A respectful, yet bold way of showing where his loyalties lie. Not to rebellion, but to meaningful service. It's this quiet defiance that has further distinguished William as the people's prince, following not in Charles's cautious footsteps but forging his own path. Charlotte's rise in particular has stirred powerful emotions. Her confidence in public appearances and her calm demeanor have drawn comparisons to Princess Diana. It's almost as if a piece of Diana's spirit lives on in Charlotte, who, despite her age, exudes the kind of natural charisma that can't be taught. Some royal watchers even speculate that the line of succession might quietly be reviewed to allow Charlotte a more official future role. Not just as a royal daughter, but as a full-fledged working leader. Nothing has been confirmed, of course, but the public chatter is louder than ever. People are watching, and they're ready to embrace this fresh wave of royalty. Meanwhile, King Charles's visible decline has become impossible to ignore. His health concerns have kept him away from several key events, and sources close to the family admit he feels burdened and, at times, overwhelmed. He's spent decades waiting for the crown, only to find himself outshined by his son and daughter-in-law. Camilla, too, has felt the shift, and not kindly. Her rise to queen consort was controversial from the beginning. Now, with William and Catherine's popularity soaring, Camilla reportedly sees their growing power as a direct threat to her position. And she isn't wrong. While she remains a formal figure in the royal structure, her public appeal hasn't kept pace. The more she pushes back behind palace walls, the more isolated she becomes. Internal tensions are growing stronger by the day. Senior staff who once served Charles now appear more aligned with William. Foreign dignitaries are said to schedule their visits around Kensington Palace, not Clarence House. Media headlines reflect the same reality. William and Catherine are no longer just the future of the monarchy. They are its present. The focus on them and their children, especially Charlotte, marks a realignment of power that is as symbolic as it is strategic. Catherine, often underestimated in earlier years, has now become a key force in this transformation. With her calm presence and sharp intelligence, she's earned the trust and admiration of both the public and palace insiders. She's done what many believed impossible: modernize the image of a royal woman without scandal, drama, or controversy. Every public appearance strengthens her reputation, while her quiet influence behind closed doors grows stronger. While Charles and Camilla have struggled to maintain relevance, Catherine's role as a visionary partner to William is now undeniable. She's not just part of this change, she's helping lead it. All of this has contributed to an unprecedented level of public support. People have begun to see William, Catherine, George, and Charlotte not as the next generation waiting in line, but as the family actively steering the monarchy into the future. Events once centered around Charles now feel outdated, even awkward. His attempts to reassert control, through high-profile summits or diplomatic tours, have met with mixed reactions. The buzz around a possible abdication, or at least a soft transfer of power, has grown louder. If true, it would mark a rare and dramatic shift in royal history. But it wouldn't be entirely surprising. Queen Elizabeth II was known for her long-term planning. It's likely she foresaw this moment and prepared for it quietly, trusting William and Catherine to carry the torch forward when the time was right. Camilla's resistance to this transition has only added to the tension. Her frustration has reportedly boiled over in private, leading to several explosive disagreements. She spent years fighting for her place beside Charles, but the tide has turned, and she knows it. In contrast, Catherine's calm and grounded presence has only reinforced the idea that this new chapter belongs to her family. The contrast between the two women could not be more stark. The emergence of Princess Charlotte as a prominent royal figure is perhaps the most powerful symbol of this transformation. Her presence not only challenges long-held beliefs about gender roles within the monarchy but also signals that the next generation will be more active, more visible, and more engaged than ever before. Charlotte's natural charm, intelligence, and grace have already begun to shape her public image. She is being positioned not just as George's sister, but as an equal partner in the future of the crown. This signals a dramatic departure from the past, when female royals often took a back seat. Not anymore. Charlotte and George together represent the future of the monarchy, but in a way that feels genuinely fresh. Their upbringing, carefully guided by William and Catherine, is centered on empathy, service, and authenticity. These values, once seen as secondary to royal duty, are now front and center. The family's decision to present themselves as a team, a visible united front, has resonated powerfully with the public. No longer does the crown rest solely on one individual. Instead, it is being carried forward by a collective, grounded in purpose and unity. As this story unfolds, it's clear the royal family is not just undergoing a change. It's undergoing a transformation. A deliberate, strategic, and emotional shift that reflects both the weight of history and the promise of the future. With William at the helm, Catherine by his side, and Charlotte and George stepping into the light, the monarchy is rewriting its narrative, not through scandal or crisis, but through vision, leadership, and trust. It's a monarchy that understands the world is watching, and it's ready to rise to the moment. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, make sure to like this video, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel for more captivating updates on the royal family. There's so much more to come, and you won't want to miss a moment.